Hey Dragonauts, what's Dragon on? Astralsflame back here with another deck looking at 5C domain today in the March of Machines meta. Before I get into the deck tech, please remember to hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on all the new decks in the Standard and Explorer metas. And with that, let's domain our way to victory. This deck wants to utilize the domain mechanic as best as it can, which is primarily either cost reduction or bonus effect in a lot of different ways based on the amount of land types you have. So we are applying every land type in this list. For starters, this is going to be done through either our basic lands or our lands from Streets of New Capenna. So Headquarters, Jetmir's Garden, Zeator's Proving Ground, Assander's Lounge, and Rafine's Tower. It's all our basic land types with an emphasis on white, green, and red. Those are our three primary colors with a small substitute in on black, so you can cast some of those bigger board clear spells. But like I said, Domain is a very strong mechanic. There are two functional cards we want to use to pay off with the Domain. That is going to be Land Binding. This costs one less for each type of land you control among lands. So if you have all 5 land types, Land Binding is a 1 mana flash enchantment. When an ETBs, exile a non-land permanent your opponent controls until Land Binding leaves the battlefield. Functionally Oblivion Ring for 1 mana on flash by just simply playing our lands. You can achieve this as early as turn 2 with the correct tri-lands from Streets of New Capenna, and that's just a simple 1 mana removal spell that's permanently gone, which is great. The other bonus here is drag to the bottom, 2 and 2 black. Domain, each creature gets -X until on turn, where X is +1 plus the number of basic lands types among lands you control. So when you have 5 land types, drag to the bottom gives each creature -6/-6, which again, great removal. Those are the main reasons we want to play in the lands. By having the lands and that utility into both a board clear and removal spell, you can better your matches against other decks that your opponents may be playing and utilizing. We need to get into our lands though. We need to have some ways to actually hold up. That is where certain tutors and draw effects come into play in this list. We do run a few new battles from March of Machines, the first being off here, Invasion of Ixalan, finding us key permanents in the top 5, Invasion of Urgamon, getting us a treasure, letting us discard and then draw a card, and Invasion of Ikoria, which is a one of in this list. The reason for Invasion of Ikoria is when the game gets to a later part, drawn lands, played it in, have excess mana, and you're running out of steam, you can use Invasion of Ikoria for X equals 7, so paying 9 mana total, to go and grab an Atraxa from your deck, put it into play. Atraxa is then going to trigger and let you refill your entire hand. So your early game stuff is searching for key permanents that you want to play in, generating some treasure, and then at the end game, using the Invasion of Ikoria to grab Atraxa to finish off your opponents in the right fashion by refilling you with all the cards you need. In that same effect though, we also have the potential of transforming Invasion of Urgamon into the Truger Cliff Charger. Reason here is you can search your library for a land or battle card by discarding a card and tutor up either Invasion of Urgamon or Invasion of Ikoria, depending what you need when Invasion of Urgamon flips. Rounding out our card advantage package here is the Reckoner Bankbuster, just great artifact. Paying in 2 mana, drawing a card, Fable the Mirror Breaker, getting us copies, Contagious Vorak, helping us hit those final land drops, and even the Celestis, letting you switch between day and night to draw a card, discard a card, with a little bit of incidental life gain. With all that card advantage though, with that extra domain triggers going in, you still need a little bit more, because opponents are going to go wide. They're going to have large creatures. You still need ways to deal with it. If you can't draw your drag to the bottoms, we are also going to be running, Invasion of Karsus. This deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, with the added benefit of being a battle that we can clear, turning it into the Refraction Elemental. If your opponent has just gone so wide and all you got is an Atraxa on the board, Invasion of Fiora can come on in. This lets you either destroy all legendary creatures or non-legendary creatures. So very selective removal, or you can just use it for both and wipe the entire board. Really depends on what you need to hit. Our last of this package is the Kami War as well, exiling a non-land permanent opponent controls We're turning something to its owner's hand and then forcing your opponent to discard on the last stage, flipping over into Okachi Made Manifest. That is then, as it attacks, gonna let you grab cards from the back, what is stuck in your graveyard or been discarded from your opponent's choice, and actually buff up Okachi Made Manifest, furthering damage. Plus, Okachi is a dragon. What's not to love, right? But that's the list, right? Between card advantage, using battles, drawing with Atraxa, utilizing the Kami War to refresh everything you've cleared and done, the Leyline Binding to remove everything. I mean, this deck hits in so many different ways that your opponent has to work to attend with. And that's its power. It hits from a lot of different angles. Not a lot of decks can handle that. And that's what makes 5C Domain super strong. Let's go ahead and touch on the sideboard, though. All right, so looking at the sideboard, we have a few different strategies based on what we want to do. Let's start with control. For control, hand information, very key. Again, removal, always something we want to get rid of. And we're going to try to do this between using duresses as well as the Stonebrain. Stonebrain is going to let you get rid of any card in your opponent's deck, even basic lands. I don't advise suggesting you use that on basic lands, but you know, it's there. But we can strip away things like Farewell, we can strip away Depopulate, you know, their duresses, make disappears or disdainful strokes. Any card that we are going to deem is going to be problematic against us, Stonebrain will just force an exile on. In addition to that as well, we also have the third Kami War we can bring in, adding in extra pressure to put on the opponent, and even Tamiyo Completed Sage. Things that have hit the graveyard, we can use Tamiyo's Minus here as a way to bring that non-land permanent back as a token. So we can't usually bring back stuff that's going to flip, but we can bring it back, you know, an Atraxa, we can bring back a Celestis. You can still bring back key things from your graveyard that are going to be strong and beneficial. Up against mid-range list, well, that is where we've got our good friends Farewell to come in, exiling everything that is ever a problem. We're also running that third drake at the bottom if they are go wide. Tamiyo, fantastic to bring in as well, and Unleash the Infernal to target enchantment and removal. If things are getting a little bit tricky in the mid-range and you're needing something for a little extra oomph or recursion method, well, Ren and Realmbreaker can actually come in here. Ren's +1 lets you animate a land, make it Vigilance and Hexproof and haste until on turn and still land. Does not untap it. Does mana fix a little bit. You know, your lands can tap for 1 mana of any color. What is very good here is the -2. Milling 3 cards and put a permanent card from among the mill cards into your hand. We play a lot of permanents. And the added benefit of -7, get an emblem, play lands and cast spells from your graveyard. So you can utilize your entire graveyard in a sort of more enhanced fashion than what the Kami War would even do. So all that stuff that's hit the graveyard, well, now you can reuse it, which is why we love playing battles in this list, because with Ren and Realmbreaker's ultimate, you can recast your battles from the graveyard thanks to being permanents. Lastly, against aggro, the aggro plan is pretty straightforward. We're already running a decent amount of board clears in the main deck. Our real substitution here is that extra drag to the bottom and the couple cut downs to make sure, well, the early game doesn't end us and we get to the late game where we'll win thanks to Atraxa. With Dragonauts, that is 5C Domain. Please enjoy the games. I think I'm actually fine with the hands. This is Binding Leyline and Emperor. Playing these two gives us all our card types, right? This is Swamp Mountain Island, Forest Plains. Yeah, so we can just Gemmer Garden at 1. Have a Leyland Binding ready to go already. Citizen's Crowbar. Sure. Why are we playing Citizen's Crowbar? I am very confused. I think I'll go for a Vorak here because I just have the board clear next turn. swamp. Sure. What standard deck main deck Citizens Crowbar right now? I'm confused. But I think I'm just gonna wipe the board anyways. Just get rid of the Crowbar. They only have 2 cards in hand. They can draw one up to 3. And I have like Binding we can use and Fable plus Emperor still. I probably do Bankbuster. Binding? Actually, probably Fable Binding. I probably save. Binding's gotta hit the opponent on something. Okay, I'll go Spara. Cast in Fable. Get our 2/2. Okay, Emperor's fine.
To lose.
Sure.
You must protect the people.
Going to equip the 2/2. What's thing do again? Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Is it worth it to Bindings the 1/1? Kind of takes them off of stuff for a turn. Yeah. They've spent the mana, right? Yep, make another 2/2.
Do the talking.
Sure. Big thing is summoning sickness, so you can't use the Crowbar right away, so I still get to draw. Unfortunate. Still crew the Bankbuster, and they don't have the mana up for it. Unless they decide to crew it now. I don't see the point in doing that. They probably just hold the mana to draw. Here I can take advantage of my discarding lands. Isn't the Heries? Do I want to look at the top 4? Or do I want to kill the Emperor?
Oh, yeah.
I could also clear my battle. I think I clear Emperor. Copperhead, welcome into the Ember Dragon Legionist of Dragonon. How you doing tonight, friend? Thank you so much for the follow. You're our 25th follower of the weekend. Actually just completed our follower goal. How are you doing today? Grab a Binding. And cast the Binding.
I guess that's that.
And get rid of the 3/3. No more tokens for the opponent. Yep, crew's fine. Not gonna worry about attacking it. Just pass it. It feels weird using Binding on the tokens, but it keeps them on using weird mana. And keeps my Fable alive, which I think is still better value right now. Mondrak Glory Dominance. Alright, so you're a tokens-based list. You have to sacrifice 2 other artifacts or creatures, so Mondrak could get indestructible, and I can deal with that because I still have bindings. Got 2 1/1s. That's fine. Not really worried about that. Fable gets to flip here. I'm gonna go ahead and play in Celestis. And I think I'm just saying no attacks and passing the turn. I'll probably sacrifice the 2 treasures. Give Mondrak indestructible. Man, it's not really a thing they need to be worried about right now. Yep. I don't know if they ever attack in with Mondrak. That's the only question. Sure, 3 damage to each non. Yeah, that's fine. 3 mana, I get rid of my Kiki. Notorious Lore Master, sure. That's fine. Okay, Bank Buster. Only with the Bank Buster, eh? That's fine. Ah. Very cool, very cool. Let's go my turn. Really looking for something a little different, though. Right now, that's almost pretty much lethal, actually. Crowbar in for tokens. Yeah, I was probably too aggressive on the bindings to try to keep the Fable alive for digging, but also just haven't really hit a hard to keep me alive. Sure, that's fine. 8, 9, 10. This is lethal. I have at least the mana for Emperor. So I can stay alive. If I can find a board clear, deal with the board, I'm A-okay. I'm gonna hit Quintorius. Quintorius is Vigilance, eh? That's 4, 9. Potentially I don't die. Atraxa's a little too late. Atraxa is too little too late. Still alive at 3. Yeah, I kind of need the domain clear spell here. Can I have my 4-mana board clear, please? Or a farewell. One or the other. Well, one or the other, please. How many cards in? Fable's not what I'm looking for. That is also not what I'm looking for. I think I'm discarding Fable. This Fable's going to be too late. Ixalan finds me a permanent. Battle Fior is a permanent. I think my best bet is I have to draw 2 and hope. Got a hope and a dream that this is off my top deck into it, or I'm in trouble. Like, Fior wouldn't have saved me because Mondrak is legendary and indestructible. Yeah. No. Not a single board clear I needed. So we were looking for drag to the bottom. Or like, oh, wait, my farewell is in the main deck here? Oh. Well, that's a problem. Honestly thought we had a farewell on the main. Whoops. Well, oh, that's too bad. Alright, well, Ikoria gonna go. Bring in 2 farewells. I'll bring down my drag to the bottom. Cut Unleash the Inferno. And cut an Invasion of Argamon. And we'll deal with it. We're taking the play. I will keep. We can discard some stuff to Fable, and we have Borak to find some more. Alright, no Crowbar at the start. That's pretty great. Playing my planes here. Probably just gonna go Fable. Squel's High, you don't say. I think I'm still just playing in Fable here. Love the Hive. Great inclusion from the opponent. Potentially attack in and use both Ixalan and Borak. Maybe discard 2 lands. Or discard our Llanowar Waste, keep the death cap. Alright, they got their own Fable. As far as I have 2 ways to get green produced if I use a treasure. I think it's actually gonna be Spars. Yeah. Alright, binding's helpful. Let's attack in. Push them to 16. Aston Vorok. Grab a swamp. Do Jetmir's Garden. And I'm gonna get rid of their Fable the Mirror Breaker. I don't care too much about Hive at the moment. I have other ways we can handle Hive. Like, if I wipe the board, Hive just making the 1/1s every time and we block in with them in 15. Won't do much. I'm kind of just looking for like Atraxa so we can end the game. Sure, slash is fine. Take this back. Sure. Like a board clear here just ends this, right? So I can use Invasion of Ixalan. Yeah, block treasure. Yeah, I'll take one infect, that's fine. Bankbusters, fine. Ah, see, there's drag to the bottom. Don't exactly need it like just yet. So let's go ahead and Invasion of Ixalan. There is Atraxa. Playing my other swamp here. Let's attack for 5. If they crew the Bankbuster, I'm going to be happy because Drag to the Bottom will just clear it, and they won't have anything to draw cards with. Looks like that's what we get to have happen. There. Nice reset on the board state. Opponent's still at 3 lands, not paying any treasures, only at 1 toxic, and we are getting the lands all ready to play Atraxa in 2 turns. Sure, winning announcement is fine. Alright, going down to 10, Fable's active. We'll get a hand refresh with the Atraxa next turn. I'm gonna take 2 damage here though. Really helps when I actually find the board clears, you know? King Darian. Alright, so I'm gonna go down to 15 here. There's Citizen's Crowbar again. One Atraxa coming in. Let's see. I want Leyline. Trapeziatora. I'll take a Farewell. Am I better with Herd Migration at this point? No, I'd probably take the Farewell. And I'll take the Invasion of Karsus too. Just for the extra board clears. They go down to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll heal for 7. It's a lot of damage on board. Notorious is fine. Their stuff doesn't have lifelink yet, so they just win. Because what'll happen is they'll attack in, or they may not. They do. Draw a card is fine. I'm just gonna block one of the infectors. Yeah, no, there's no 1 mana thing that they can have that just auto beats my Atraxa here. Go back up to 18. All I have to do is Atraxa in, put them to 1, farewell, wipe the board, leave up enchants, and I win the game. Because nothing's got reach. Okay. For game 3, I think I am just sticking with the same. Yeah. Invasion's a great first start. I've got Celestis to get the extra red. I'll have basically 4 pieces of Nah, I'm missing a red. Alright, I'll have to use Invasion of Ixalan to find a red source. Or get a Xander's Lounge, that works too. Alright, we're good, never mind. I'm still gonna Invasion on Ixalan on 2 though. We won't have anything else. Grab an Invasion of Ixalan. So we can keep things moving. That's fine. There's a Bindings. I still need to play out Celestis here, though. Mondrak, for sure. Combining Mondrak? Oh, there's Atraxa. Alright, let's do this. Frankly, you're gone. Cast another Invasion of Ixalan. The Kami Warrior is kind of nice, actually. Another Mondrak. Alright. So they want to make it 2 tokens. That's fine. Take out the Mondrak now. This will put me down to 8, but then I have Invasion of Karsus. Oh no, they have King Darian. Oh, that's actually terrible for me. Oh no. Oh, maybe it's fine. Come on, just put it back to your hand. Yes! Excellent. Oh, you should have sacked it, my friend. Oh, that could have gone so terrible for me. Use this to gain 3 life, I think. Grab a... What am I missing on here? Of course, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll just grab a plains then. Discard the Bank Buster, actually. Tommy War flips. Planes, cast in Atraxa. We will get Binding, Bankbuster, Borak, Land, and Warcraft. So 5 cards to hand, nice fresh hand. Holding up removal. Feels good. That's the turn. There's the game. Hey Dragonos, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. It is always appreciated. Please remember to hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on all the new decks coming out for the Explorer and Standard meta in March of Machines. And as always, keep believing. I'll see you next time.